All right, guys, you already know what it is. We're back with another episode of the Laymans Project.
No gang signs.
Oh,
It's your, it's your boy Flowers, Tough, and Franz,
A special guest.
who is actually Flowers,
As
is going
usual.
to, as usual, yeah.
One day we'll explain Flowers to the
introduce
Flowers.
Yeah, but we need Jose on here one of these days.
people. Yeah, that'll be a disaster.
Nice nickname.
But
That would be worse than
But like, what
Pooty.
type of flowers he would be? Like, he would be like a carnival's flower. I don't know.
No, I think it was like cooking because it was flowers, hops. Stuart was hops.
Stuart was hops. But I was an actual flower though.
An
It
actual
wasn't
flower?
cooking flour. No,
Oh, because everybody else, I was bread, butter. Isan was.
yeah, because you all were bread and butter.
Bread- well,
because you all were always together.
I mean, I just figure everything
Kicking
was like
ball.
edible now.
You overthought
Flowers.
that shit,
You
boy.
could eat flowers. That's the
Yeah,
question.
boy. The episode
What is
started
edible
off.
flowers? This started off
The
on a
episode
tangent
started
already.
off with me shipping it up. Go ahead now, Franz. Go ahead there one time.
So, back on track. A lifelong martial artist, our guest tonight migrated to this country from Venezuela in his teens. Now 22 years old, he is a regional CrossFit competitor, a TV host, a model, and operates his own Taekwondo school in El Socorro. To take us through his journey from Venezuela and what it was like to acclimatize and thrive in Trinidad and Tobago, please welcome Samuel Negrin.
Thank you.
Since I left the city, you. Ever since I left the city, you. Ever since I left the city, you. Ever since I left the city, you.
Such an honor to be here, you know. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate your
of
time.
course.
That's a nice bio, you know. It set the moods, it set the expectations for me. I'm like, what? All right.
And I literally always wanted somebody on the show with an accent.
Yeah, I
told
know,
Franz
right?
that.
I know. My accent is sweet, it's spicy, it's the Latino gang, man.
It's a spicy meatball, you know what I'm saying?
And
But that's
he's
Italian.
not the least bit humble, is he? No.
I mean, have to
which
be
we
humble on my
also,
way.
which we also love, man.
Quite.
So I follow Franz's lead. I am curious, but my curiosity more has to do with just like life
Life.
in Trinidad, because I know for sure that I don't know about myself, but I know a lot of people can't like migrate to a different country and survive, let alone thrive, especially when the climate is kind of I don't think the climate was always negative, but it did get negative.
Yeah.
So it's like it was always like an uphill battle for Venezuelan
Yeah, like
immigrants.
a little bit of xenophobia, we could say. I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah,
Well,
for
I
sure.
wanted to get into that for sure, yeah.
Yeah, like no discrimination, no xenophobia. It's more like, I guess, rejection at some point. You know, like you are not like us. You are not like us. Not like us.
Can't
They're
Anyway.
not like us. They're not like us.
They're not like us. But
They're
like
not like us. Go back to your country. They're
kind
not
of
like
thing.
us.
Kind of thing. Yes, it was rough. However, I have to say that I was blessed. I was blessed with no type
Looks.
of xenophobia
It helps
like
to
that.
be. It helps to be. It literally helps to be good looking.
Helps to be a pretty,
Anywhere in the
pretty
world,
man.
you know.
Yeah. Anywhere in the world,
Saying-
anywhere you go, it helps to be good.
mean,
Bra-
once
these
I
are the
find
bra-
someone that shows
these are the
some
brass
muscles,
tacks. Unfortunately,
Yeah, you get through in life.
pretty privilege.
Yeah. No, but for real, like I was blessed with a lot of good experiences in Trinidad. Probably I could count with one hand, only the bad experiences that I do have. But I always try to look at the good things instead of the bad things. It's like type of my point of view. You know, you don't say, hey, I come to this country and everybody hate me. No, it's like I look at the people. For 100 people that hate you, there's one person that loves you. And I look at the person who loves me, you know, and I see the opportunities and I see the experiences. I have to be thankful for the experiences and the opportunities that Trinidad have given me, because without those, let me rephrase it. I wouldn't have those in Venezuela.
Right.
You know, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I'm Captain Venezuela. You know, like Captain
so
America.
I guess. So in a nutshell, that one person out of 100, given you opportunity, is still a better scenario than just average life in Venezuela.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
So,
No.
let's start there because I mean this Laymans project episode is going to be a little different because normally we want people to explain their industries to us and what it takes to get into there, but now we want you to explain your experience to us and take us through that. So to start at the beginning of your journey, your parents are who decided to migrate to Trinidad when you were a teen.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 14 when I get
14.
to Trinidad.
So,
8
speaking
years
from
ago.
your teenage experience as to their reasoning and what was going on in the country at the time, why did they decide to come to Trinidad?
Right. So it was 2016. Okay, 2016. Venezuela was in a bad place, getting worse. It was in a bad place since probably 2010, 2012.
Because if I think back, I want to say honestly, I can recall up to 15 years ago, which is when I started to notice Venezuelans coming to Trinidad.
Yeah.
Because remember, so you live in here your whole life, but the way Trinidad is now is totally different to how it was back then. Because
sure.
now you go to Pennywise and it's like, 30% would be, Venezuelan shopping, whatever, price mart, the grocery. Back then, nothing.
All Trinidad.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we have a huge influence in Trinidad. And mostly around those times, like
15 years ago, yeah.
2015, 2016, something like that. So I was 2016. I was telling my parents that the original goal was for me to go Canada. I wanted to go Canada. Now they say, well, in Canada they speak English and French. We don't know any French country close by Venezuela, but we know that Trinidad is an English-speaking country. So let's go to Trinidad for a season. Let's try it out. Let my child, me, study English, and then we will go to Canada. That was the original plan. That was like, okay, we're doing this for Samuel. So we
Okay.
started the 2016 September, I will call. That was the first time I came to Trinidad as a tourist. We came as a tourist. We just spent like a 1 month, and then I came back to Venezuela with my mom. My father stayed a little bit longer. He came back for us, and after we came with a student visa. From there, I just become a refugee, and the rest is history. I stay in Trinidad ever since.
So what was the process to get that refugee status then? Were you aware of that, or that was something your parents
Well,
handled?
my parents handled most of it. My
Right.
parents, I was a minor. I couldn't talk for myself back then. But it was more like, we had to do refugee seeking. That took us like 2 years, and then we get the refugee status. Probably in 2021, something like that.
Okay, so pretty recent then.
Pretty recent.
2021 is 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Yeah,
That was
I think
official.
that was when they had the
The moratorium.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
The
the
director-
registration for work permits was in 2019.
Yeah, that was
There we
just leading into COVID because then
Yeah.
I remember
COVID,
it was
exactly.
a big bacchanal because you had people gathering and
And I
all this.
remember vividly because it was the day of my birthday, 31st of May. 31st of May. Like I had to spend most of my birthday going to the big line in Queen's Hall. No, Queen's Hall.
There
Queen's
was
Oval.
one in Duncan Village.
There was
as
one in
well.
Duncan Village.
Yeah,
Yeah, where you could
in
rent.
Queen's Oval in Port of Spain. And I had to spend most of my day there, and like I was vexed. And after I went for pizza, and
And
got
that
happy.
was the work permit.
The work permit that
Right.
most Venezuelans should have to work in Trinidad. Yeah.
And then so after that, you got through with the refugee
With
status.
the refugee status, yeah.
And I imagine refugee status would have been because you were leaving Venezuela for...
For
Indefinitely. So
Exactly.
you don't have citizenship, but
Not yet.
when you but at
Trying
the,
to
at
work
the,
on that.
at the time
We have an actual audience.
He was winking at his girlfriend.
We have an actual
Yeah,
audience
uh-huh.
tonight.
So so you could more or less stay indefinitely. The paperwork will show that the refugee status, and that is the reason that you're in Trinidad
Yeah,
for
yeah,
I guess
like-
that extended period of time because
So my legal status is refugee. Like I am a refugee in the nation of Trinidad and Tobago. That's my legal status. You know, I'm not like a citizen. I'm not how you call this? There's another word for that. There's citizen and something before that.
Resident.
Residence. I don't have no residence. I don't have no.
Right.
I am a refugee.
but most importantly you're legal. You're here legally.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
We recognize that you are here and also why you are here for that period. Remember all these things will be recorded on your passport, etc. So that is the reason for
And
that.
I am under the protection of UNHCR, which is the High Commission of Refugees globally. You know? Yeah.
So that refugee status, when it comes to travel now, you have some restrictions on...
I do have some
Leaving
restrictions
and
because what
re-entering the
happened is
country.
I have I have the refugee status, but I don't have visa for Trinidad. Visa is something that came out in 2002. 22.
22.
Yes,
yeah.
my bad.
Because
2022. And I was there and I haven't had the chance to organize that, the visa. And that have affected me in some work programs that, for example, us going to Jamaica, for
yeah.
some stuff, Taekwondo stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't have the visa for Trinidad, but I am legally in Trinidad.
The visa for Trinidad from Venezuela.
Venezuela.
From Venezuela.
Right, okay.
Because
Yeah.
in 2022 it was required
It was required that
that you
all
need a
Venezuelans
visa to come to
to
Trinidad.
Trinidad. Yeah.
Okay. So that's in process as well.
That is in process. I don't have the chance. I don't have the time, but I guided myself with some lawyers, some friends that are lawyers,
Lawyers,
Lawyers.
yeah.
lawyers. That they guide me through that, and hopefully by next year I should have a visa for Trinidad, so I could go out of Trinidad and come back to Trinidad.
But the most important thing is that like he's essentially he's safe here. So even if he doesn't want to follow through the visa, and these are like real challenges, if he doesn't have like the finances to go to do the lawyer stuff, you could still stay in Trinidad. You can work.
So
you
I'm
could-
safe. I'm safe.
yeah,
And
you know.
the next thing is I'm a good guy. You know, I will not make a problem out of it. I will not make a like. I try trying to stay away from jail for sure. You know, and I'm not trying to
I
make
think
problems in
most
Trinidad.
people generally just avoid jail.
He actually went to jail the other day.
I went for
but that
jail,
was-
but that's another story.
that's a story we'll get into later.
Absolutely nothing. Nothing is wrong with going
Off
to
the
jail.
table. Nothing
Yeah.
is wrong with that. So
Like I
a
find
story for another day. again.
That's another day
every
story.
man should go to jail somehow, somewhere, by any ways.
I disagree.
I'm with you, man.
Somehow, somewhere, you should go to jail
I don't
at
see
some
the
point.
need
I
to
in
mean,
your
I
life.
would not say that you should, but it's
But
definitely a more
like-
colorful tapestry. A man that has been to jail, you know.
Time up. I wasn't
Well, he's
behind
not
bars.
been to jail.
I wasn't
He
behind
went
bars.
to
I
visit.
was-
He went to
Oh,
a
So
jail.
okay,
Great.
let me tell you the story.
didn't
Right.
I-
go
Well,
to
yeah,
jail.
that's what I
Let
was
me-
talking about too.
Yeah.
Might as well tell the story.
Yeah,
now,
so a friend from my gym was like, Samuel, you know Spanish, you know English. I need you to do a translation for me because I'm a lawyer, blah, 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 blah. I go in and check on this Venezuelan client of mine. But I don't know Spanish. So we went, 20 minutes, I translate what I had to do. Easiest 300 ever. 20 minutes, 300 just to speak Spanish and English.
The problem with actually just going to a completely different country where you don't know anybody is that exact same, like the networking, the contacts. Because do you know how many? There are so many situations where a translator is needed. Like they have actually shutdowns where they would want a translator on board because you would have like skilled laborers that speak Spanish, and it's just kind of hard
You mean
to
industrial plant shutdowns?
yeah, yeah.
For service.
Industrial plant shutdowns, like this girl was telling me about one just the other day, where they need like translators, and like, you know, like how I speak Spanish. She was like, yeah, everyone, this is that, but I mean, it wouldn't have been like the only problem is I can't, you know, abandon the show to be on a shutdown. So I was like, yeah, well, you go ahead with that, you know. So yeah.
Now you could send you.
I could
Send you
send-
with
yeah.
Samuel way.
Yeah, definitely, because I know him now.
Right,
But unfortunately, that
I
shutdown's
find
done.
that was one of the most needed skills for my success in Trinidad.
English.
English. Once you know English, I was unstoppable. Like the amount of opportunities again that we will talk about, I couldn't have it if I didn't know English. And it's just a basic requirement. It's just a basic requirement. You're going to a English speaking country, learn English. That's all. You know?
So take us through that then. You all came here specifically for you to learn English.
Right, yes,
So
yes,
what
yes.
was that process?
It was good. I was in a course. Now, when I tell people how, like when people ask me how you learn English, I tell them, yes, I did a course. But the real English, I learned it in the streets, in the
Right.
hood, you know? Going in a taxi and saying good morning to the taxi and to the taxi driver. Going to Chawanas by Sarah Cash every Monday and Friday. You know, Liming with Sarah Cash is a friend of ours in Taekwondo. And just going up and down, balancing and ting. Like, I learned to get the vocabulary out of it and just implement it in my vocabulary. But I did a course.
a proper
I did
course,
I did
yeah.
a proper course. I have certification for basic and intermediate. And from there, yeah, after that, at this point, we have been talking about Taekwondo. I do Taekwondo since I was 4 years old. I got in communication with the Trinidad Tobago Taekwondo Federation as soon as I reached, when I was 14, and I was a red belt. And I was under the tutoring of Sir Akash Rampasad for like 2 years until I get my first degree black belt with a next fellow black belt called Nicolas Dusat, Jamaican. He did
So,
my
Big up Akash and teammate Taekwondo in Bedrukal, Bokal,
vocal.
and big up Nicolas Dusad.
Nicolas Dusad,
bad
3 times
man
champion.
out of Jamaica. Yeah, big up yourself, Nick.
Yes. I got my first degree, and Nick was having a class in Aripita. He had to leave to go to Canada. He left me with the school. So all the pressure is on me to carry on the school that had like 10 students.
I remember that. I remember
You're
when
right.
Nick was here for a little while and then left.
And again, if I didn't had the skill to speak English and talk to Akash and blah 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 blah, I couldn't get to
Yeah, it would have been hard
half
to teach a
miles.
class.
Yeah. To teach a class and to deal with little kids, you need to know English. Let's be for real.
Yeah. Because you could get away with that with, I want to say, the majority of the population in Trinidad and Tobago right now if you don't speak English. But children are excluded from that because they, like in schools, they haven't got to that level where they, you know, like integrating Spanish more into the curriculum. You know what I
Well, they
mean?
very well
in
should
primary school they should, because
Yeah.
they have like the basics, you know, count to 10 and stuff like that. But I would still
Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Yeah.
not even
I don't even
not,
think
not
they
so
reach there.
not
Yeah.
so advanced.
I used to teach in a private school as well, and that's what they make me
Private
teach.
schools, they would
Yeah,
incorporate
yeah.
that.
Private
Public
schools,
schools.
yeah.
But they need to get conversational Spanish in primary schools. I mean,
A little more.
5 years
Yeah,
ago, they
because-
need to get it.
Not
And did
like-
you know that Spanish is actually the official second language of Trinidad and Tobago?
It should be.
Yeah.
But it's
I
not.
was literally just going to say that.
I just
think if you-
learned that it was the official second language of
It's
Barbados
official.
too.
Yeah.
And that don't make any sense. But you know, talking to big up Ryan Walker, brush from Barbados.
Barbados.
He was.
Talking to Saboom Walker, and I was like, Saboom, you good? See, like,
Sí.
I'm sorry, what? Why? ¿Por qué? Imagine Spanish with a Bajan
With a
accent.
Bajan accent. That is going to be
Por qué?
trippy. Yeah.
Imagine Ryan.
Sorry, sorry for my Bajan friends.
Rihanna. Imagine Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Talking Spanish. That
Spanish.
would have been sexy.
Well, she barely has a Bajan accent though.
Well, true.
Anymore.
Yeah, anymore.
Yeah, I
So
think-
they New York that out of her.
I think Rihanna could speak with a Guyanese accent and that would still be
Rihanna.
extremely
She would make
sexy.
it very sexy.
Yeah.
No disrespect on Vaughn's behalf
Babe,
to any our Guyanese friends.
You don't care
Yeah,
that, right?
no, I think
Yeah, that was
I
rude,
think that
boy.
quite a few. No, I'm just saying, Guyanese is not a particularly sexy accent to the vast majority. I love a Guyanese accent.
That's not what it sounded like just now.
No comments.
All I said was that I think that Rihanna would pull off a sexy Guyanese accent, which I feel is challenging. I am one of those rare people that love, like, my favorite word is scunt, just because of what's this? Gosh, I can't remember the name of the guy who does the pod. You know what's that?
Yeah,
The critic.
I've seen
what's
the
his,
videos.
What's
I
his
have
name?
no idea.
Something the critic or whatever. They give me with the big
no,
hair.
yeah, big hair, no clue.
Partner, hear what I tell you. Go do your research and come back again.
But it's
Love.
hilarious.
Yeah. I could listen to. I could
Yeah,
close
that
my
guy.
eyes and just listen to him talk. So yeah, that was a little ramble. But second language, 100% because you will go almost anywhere and bump into a Samuel, and it does help to be able to just switch. Like
Just
as
switch, yeah.
soon as something starts to kind of stick, you'll be just switch to
Just
speaking
throw the word
Spanish.
out. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, hablo un poco de español también. And they're like, oh, okay. And it's like, un poco.
And they blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, no, for me learning Spanish in the early years was the same thing as you, like in the streets. So I kind of
Where you learn Spanish for real? Like in the streets?
well, okay. I worked
With friends,
I had a lot of experience like in bars and stuff.
Okay.
So you would kind of integrate a lot with Spanish guys, Spanish girls, and yeah, I just kind of I literally picked up Spanish just like that, just like you did.
Okay.
And then I think when I learned to say, ¿cómo se dice?
Uh-huh.
¿Cómo se dice en español eso, esto?
France, you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Como se dice is one of my favorite phrases because so Clenny, I would constantly be saying, so como se dice, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Big up Clenny.
big up you, Clenny. And
Clenny. I
that
don't know
he
you,
has
but-
no idea who Clenny is, but
No.
big up
Yeah,
you.
big
anyway.
up you.
Big up you, same way.
We'll probably talk about Clenny later.
Okay.
And yeah, and so like I had like numerous friends, like okay, like yourself, and I'll be like, hey, ¿cómo se dice en español? And all you need to do is know the word in English,
All right.
and then you'd be like, oh, eso es como, and
Table.
then you mesa,
Mesa,
yeah,
right.
you know, and so that's how you pick
And
it
you
up.
connect. Exactly.
Yeah,
you
and
connect the
like
points.
it, and you begin to kind of like bridge the gap. So sometimes if you talking to someone in Spanish and they kind of leaving you out, you can latch on to words that you do know, and then your brain, it's like AI. Your brain
Starts
just
to
kind
fill
of
the gaps.
your brain just does the
And you
predictive.
know something that happened to me is like some people think in Spanish, translate it in English, and then say it in English. For me, I think in English right now. I think in English right now. And sometimes when I talk to my mom, it's like I just switch off to Spanish and I think in Spanish. So I got to that level where I could separate Spanish Samuel from English Samuel. And that's cool. And that is right after 6 years of learning, you know? So it's a long process, but it's possible. That's what I want to
I think
pick
yeah,
up from it.
I think it's
just
it's
the
even
interest.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be
Interest
be interested in it.
to
You
learn.
have to see the end goal, like the profit in it for you. All the opportunities. I mean, something as simple as, well, Nicholas unexpectedly left the country because he was planning to stay here. That's why he started a school. He decided to leave, better opportunity in Canada. Hey, black belt, run my school for me. If he
Right.
didn't speak a lick of English, no
Should've missed
opportunity
that
there.
bus.
School
Yeah.
closed down.
And well, we'll get to there, but that was only the beginning for what will be a bunch of opportunities after.
Well, right. So
Right.
run us through.
Well, I was expecting him to ask me.
To start to ask
Yeah.
you a question. No, well, if you
This
so
is not
af-
an interview. This is just a
it's
chat.
a conversation.
Yeah, because I know for me personally, it's like we already did the karate thing, but I was like, I really want to get the perspective of just going to a completely strange country and getting through, because it's not everybody could do that, and
True.
those are the people that would more or less be kind of, they'll be jealous, and they'll be the ones like, boy, them Spanish and whatever the case may be. But at the end, like, I am not one of those people, because I put the time in to speak Spanish. So now, if let's say somebody who speaks Spanish wants to explain like their real situation, is like, well, Vaughn, I actually didn't come Trinidad just to steal your job. What happened was da 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 da, and like you understand, the context, their story. It's just like, wow, that
makes
is
sense.
the real deal.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do what you. I mean, me personally, I feel like I definitely could. I would get you if I had to elope to Germany. But I just
Well,
have
some
that hustle.
some people will get through.
Yeah, people would get you.
Regardless. You put them wherever, they'll find a way.
And like a
Right.
hustler will always raise another hustler. So
Yeah.
when I see Spanish and then getting through, I just always be like, she good or he good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it really isn't easy. It's
not
scary.
easy. It's not easy. But let's get
So so Nick left you with the Taekwondo school and RIP to her.
right. So I wanted to promote it, of course. Like more kids, more benefits, right? More money. Like
Benefits?
the coin.
Like money.
Ching ching.
Benefits
Ching ching.
such as money.
Papel.
The papel, right? The paper. Anyway, so
Efectivo.
I went to Synergy TV. I went to Synergy TV to try to promote it. They say, sure, come on Wednesday, do an interview with this guy from something down, until down? No, up and down. Anyway, a morning show.
Yeah, we don't watch
TV.
a lot of local TV.
Yeah. Well, I went to there, and the director of Synergy TV, O'Brien, saw my interview and say, "Hey, this kid have good English, right?" And it was 2019 with the whole topic of the Venezuelans, how many Venezuelans
permit
in
and
Trinidad, the work permit, blah, 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 blah. So Venezuelans was a hot topic. He saw my interview. He said, this kid from Venezuela, he speak English real good. Let's do a TV show for Venezuelans in Spanish. And that's how I got into national television as a 16-year-old.
Yeah, he was the host of a TV show for
I
a
was
while.
in the...
So, anyway, we'll get into that, because remember what we was talking about earlier. Like, that could definitely pop off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you should do a
It
podcast.
should definitely pop off.
It was a lovely
I mean-
project that I embraced with my parents. My father was the cameraman, he was the editor, he was everything, and my mom was just like the assistant. But I was the host. So it was También se habla español. I have a tattoo on my forearm, right? It's a nice
¿Y
memory.
qué significa
Yeah.
eso?
It was the logo. It's the logo.
Okay.
So like, a location is a location thing, but with a smiley face.
Okay.
So it's like, aquí también se habla español. Aquí, from here, we speak Spanish too. So that was the slogan of the show, And the idea was like, okay, I go
Como
to...
Bienvenido Venezolano.
Exacto, something like that. Like we speak Spanish too, but also teaching Trinidadians Spanish, because we were in association with the Spanish community, something of Trinidad and Tobago. Can't remember. I was 16. The idea was like, when I talk English, they subtitles in Spanish. When I talk Spanish, they subtitles in English. I go to Trinidadians, I teach them Spanish. I go to Venezuelan businesses, promote them, and offer an English audience to them. And then, like, in Carnival time, I was in all the fests. I get to meet Naila Blackman, I get to meet Masha Montano, all the soccer artists. And one of the coolest things was, like, to teach them Spanish and say their names in Spanish, kind of thing. And it was backstage, and it was amazing. I was a rock star. I was a rock star back then.
Well, you don't ever stop being a rock star. So.
True, right? True,
Like,
true.
I
A rock star is
I'm a
just a
rock star.
way of life. It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lifestyle.
In fact,
But it was one of my picks. It was one of my picks. 8 months back to back every Sunday. También se habla español. You could also check it out in Facebook. It's still on Facebook if you.
what's the name of the
También
the
se
page?
habla español.
También
También
se habla español.
se habla español.
Okay.
Right. In Facebook, it's still there. There's some episodes like shut down, chop between classes.
Shorts?
Yeah, like
Shorts?
shorts.
Okay.
Yeah, in Facebook. You could find it in Facebook for sure. I could give you a link after. Or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
Put it. I don't know.
Yeah. France will put it in the description.
And
I still don't know how to do that.
Well, France does the.
You will
all the-
learn, you will learn,
Yeah,
you will
yeah.
learn.
No worries, no worries.
it was a lovely experience. 8 months of my life until COVID, and that's why I didn't go back to it.
COVID, mother.
Mother.
So and so.
So and so, Mother Hubbard.
Yeah, we already got all that out of our system in the last episode.
Did we? It's not all out of my system. So, COVID happens.
COVID
and
happens.
then what?
I was stuck at home for 2 years without doing
as
nothing.
were we all.
Yeah.
So we did
But all this time I was I failed with Nicolas school.
School.
I failed. You know? That was my first fail. Then I started in YMCA. I also failed. Then I did El Socorro on the Lightning Taekwondo. I failed. 2 years after COVID, I started back in El Socorro as
El Socorro
El
Taekwondo.
Socorro Taekwondo.
So what do you attribute those 3 failed schools to then?
My lack of understanding Taekwondo as a business.
Right.
I was a teacher. Now, I get to learn this with another guest instructor from Jamaica, Kevin. Do you remember Kevin? Friends of our boss.
I don't think I met Kevin.
Well, Sir Kevin. We're going to call him Sir Kevin. With Sir Ryan, who is our boss, he explained to us that a teacher have a bad connotation in Jamaica because a teacher is a person who just give. I was telling myself, I am a teacher, I am an instructor, I am a Taekwondo instructor. But really and naturally, I was never a businessman. And Taekwondo, yes, is my passion and I could teach for free. They still, you need to make money out of it. And I wasn't understanding that. I didn't know how to do that. That's why
You were focused on teaching, not
I
on
was
business.
focused on teaching. I wasn't focused on how to run it and make it pay my bills.
Right.
I failed for that. That's why my favorite
First 3
my
schools.
first 3 schools failed because of that. And then they COVID.
That's an important distinction to make, though, and I understand what Kevin was saying, because as a teacher, all you do want to do is give. Teach anybody who wants
But
to
nobody,
learn,
exactly, the teachers don't take back.
regardless of if they can pay or not, and you just end up pouring too much out of your cup, and you don't take back enough. And Master De Silva, big up, Johan De Silva, made a post about that pretty recently, about how to become a business person for your school, because he made a point of teaching is his passion, teaching is what he does, but he also has to be a businessman, because running a school is a business.
yeah.
Teaching is teaching, running a school is a business. So, for example, you and I teach at
Point of
Palmy's Taekwondo and
Well,
Point to Pay Taekwondo. Well, he
I
used to
used to.
do Palmy's Taekwondo. So we teach there. Sir Ryan runs the school. So as much as he also teaches, he is teacher and businessman. Right now, there we are just teachers.
Right.
In El Socorro Taekwondo, you are teacher and businessman.
Yeah.
So that's a real important distinction
Yeah.
to make for
And-
all the other teachers out there who want to make businesses of their art.
That's true. So, with the guidance of Sir Ryan, who is our boss, then I got to like pump it up, and now my school is in healthy numbers, like around 60. I'm projecting 100 students by the end of the year, and just make the numbers, 60 by 250. And you will see how
That's
much
like amazing. A month?
a month.
Wow.
No, his school had some really impressive growth.
Yes. Because
But
of
again,
Sierra
marketing.
marketing.
Yeah.
I mean,
marketing
it
is
could
a-
also be the Spanish because that I'm not gonna lie. Even like a gym instructor that speaks Spanish, that's big. You know what I mean? It's not only Spanish but Spanish and English. You have access now to potentially twice as many, twice as much clientele.
True,
basically.
true.
You know what I
However,
mean?
most of my students are Trinidadians.
Trinidadians.
Most of
Yeah.
the students are Trinidadians.
Yeah.
I actually think that the Spanish market is untapped. The Venezuelan
Yeah,
market
I should.
on that east-west corridor is untapped with this school.
I should.
You should.
I should tap more.
You definitely should. And you're expanding pretty soon. You're supposed to be
In Maraval in October, if everything goes well.
Maraval Taekwon-Do, yo. Soon
That's
come.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, in a situation like that, you know, your average non-go-getter would hear that and be like, "Oh, these effing Spanish coming on." But could you do what Samuel did?
Exactly.
Go and do it. How do you
Right.
think he? Like, remember, he didn't just pop out and he failed 3 times. He literally
Three
failed 3
different
times.
schools, 3 different locations.
Three
One of
different
them was
locations.
handed to him. So, like, we were talking recently with a guest who was basically handed a business, like you
Right,
were
right, right.
with Nick's school. And she took it and she ran with it and she expanded it and she put in the work and she had a couple of speed bumps, but she ran with it. And I made a point of saying not every people will just stop at, well, you were given something, right? She got a wonderful opportunity, but she made the most
She made
of
it
it.
work.
And I feel like you need to fail. You need
Well,
to fail.
failure helps, yeah. Any
Well,
great
mean-
athlete will tell you that. Failure
Exactly.
helps.
But you know the story about the bulbs, right? The guy who invented
The light bulb.
The light bulbs. He failed 1,000 times. 1,000 times. 99.9
999 times.
before he get through with one bulb.
And the quote was, how did you press on after failing 999 times? That I didn't fail. I
got
found 999 times
Not to
ways
do it.
how not to make a light bulb.
That's one of my favorite
I only
quotes.
needed one.
Big quotes.
Edison. Yeah,
Deep.
big quote. Yeah, it's deep.
And you will sit down, you will sit on the show, and you will say these things. And this is why unfortunately, I'm sure that people don't. And I mean, I don't really blame people, but like, I'm sure people don't look through our whole episode because Franz is constantly, dropping these little gems, and you'd still run into people like, hey, you know what you guys should do? Like, get 2 or 3 more cameras and things. Like, I mean, no, I love my mother to death. But like when she was like, you all should probably do this. I'm like, yeah, Mom, we just barely missed the camera giveaway.
Right,
Because
right.
people's like, you know what you should do? You should do this.
You should increase
And
the production
you should-
value
you should
exponentially.
just,
Yeah.
get like a hologram machine and people. And again, you guys out there, don't
We
get
love you.
any offense or anything, but like take into
shut the
consideration, like think about it. What are we getting from coming down here and doing this? And you have to love these guys too, because they're coming down just to support us, right? And if he says, hey, you all should get another camera, it feel like, look at my pause race. It's a little different because you are making the effort to come down here and assist us. You just sit down, wherever. You know what you all should do? You all should get about 3 more cameras that cost about $3,000 a piece, and just add that to the show, and you should probably just get this.
Some
Do
lights.
it the way Joe Rogan does it, man.
You should just.
Are you all not millionaires?
Yeah. Wait a minute. So Franz, what's going on? So you and Vaughn can't just go and get a new MacBook, a Mac, and just get a next MacBook Pro and just do the editing and what.
Yeah.
So there's plenty that goes into it, and so he came, he failed 3 times. Like France and I have failed quite a bit of times. Like, just go through the episodes and you'll see, like, I didn't like this or whatever.
Catch us.
Yeah, catch
Catch
us.
us.
But you have to keep ponging. You know what I mean? And one of these days you'll get like someone will be like, hey, Vaughn, I love that show, whatever the case may be, and they might put their money where their mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
How much for 2 cameras or whatever or what would this? And I know a few people.
Think
and,
about it.
Like honestly speaking, those are the people who could criticize, and I'll be like, okay, because they have already assisted us with this. You get a little merch on the line. Who know, like, just to buy a T-shirt, nothing big. That is your ticket to give me advice. From here on out.
Yeah.
That's you. So you have a free ticket now. Other than that, just let me doing it. I getting up and coming down here. You know what I mean? France is getting up. What do people think goes into this? Like a limousine is picking me up.
The thing is, it just comes off as easy breezy. So I mean, it's a compliment.
Yeah, that was just my little rant. Like there are a lot of people that I love to death. The show goes up, but the people who giving you these ridiculous tips is like I'm like, do you know how much a camera costs? I should just get 3 cameras, or do you think I could just go and borrow a camera from somebody? I mean, you probably could, but I would prefer not to.
Yeah, nah,
you have to put things in place. So, yeah, sorry about that. You guys go ahead. That was my little rant. Hopefully to curb future,
unnecessary
criticism.
Yeah. But we love you.
Yes, love 100%. But if it's unfair, if you're not putting a little thought into the situation and just like blurting stuff, if you sit down and think about it, because like again, big up Joash. Josh should be. He always comes like, hey, well I know them cameras and thing, but you really need to. And I could dig it, because it's like at least you have a direction that you're going in. So he's leading you away from the 999. Feels like I feel like. Big up Nico, because Nico will be like, yeah, you should check out this this AI program. Like, I know all of these things already, I don't know if people think I just be like, well, let me go and do my podcast. You know what I mean? People do talk. Look, you said about the AI. Like, I research these things in my spare time.
True.
Where have any of you ever? I don't leave my house. I don't go anywhere. I just research stuff, work, gym. That's it. I don't waste time.
Yeah, Bowen do even come out to
hold,
when
hold
I
on, partner. Hold on, partner. I told you I was. France, why is doing that, dog?
Bowen just always you're always busy doing something. You're never busy doing nothing. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay. So take it back away, my dude. You know what I mean? Big respect to what you're doing.
Thank you. And respect you.
Amen.
And again, what I wanted to say, I didn't want to interrupt you, is that you are one episode away to fulfill your dreams.
Yeah, I know that.
Right,
also remember that.
I know that. And next thing, I can't, and I spoke about this with the Lynchpin episode. Since you from El Socorro or wherever, I now owe it to you to push, to get better at editing, because you took your time to come down here and support. Because you're not aside from the exposure of our shitty little podcast.
It's not shitty, bro.
No, I mean I just saying in the grand scheme of things, like how other people might look at it. In the grand scheme of things, like you're not really getting much out of it, but you are saying, you know what, France is doing something. Let me support France.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People like
when he sent me the first episode, I saw it. Back like from the beginning to
a
end.
whole lot of people watched the first episode from beginning to end.
Tell me I watched this from beginning to end. I did my duty. I did my duty of a brother. I watched it from beginning to end. I have some things to suggest.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
And nothing is wrong with that. And not to take away from you, my dude, but I am not I'm not giving people much pep for watching the first episode from beginning to end because
I have
like
to watch the second one.
you have to watch one of the more obscure episodes. You know what I mean? The first episode is like clickbait, kind of.
Understood.
Thank you so much,
It was an
Faith.
excellent
wherever
episode as
you-
well.
But
Love you.
it was good. It was good.
Love your
It was
Faith.
good.
Yeah. I will
was a
watch
good
mine,
episode.
I guess. Wait. Yeah.
You don't get pips for watching your own episode either. Go and watch somebody else's episode. Go and watch
It's
Keith's
a win-win,
episode.
though.
Go
It's
and
a
watch-
win-win. Yeah,
Yes,
and,
it is.
and it actually is a good idea to watch your own episodes like throughout because you can that is where you would see clips that you might want to use. This is a really good idea for anybody who has come on the show to like look at clips that you might want to use to promote whatever it is you're doing. Like you could have been speaking about your show. I failed 3 times. Like I would 100% do that for you. Do like a little edit.
Please
give
do.
that
Please,
to you.
if I
I
could
got
get
you,
that
man.
to-
I got you.
Hey.
100%.
Yeah, you're getting it.
And that is 100. That is going to be. I'll do the little next time on clip with that. And you use that, and people understand like it's not easy.
It's a grind.
And just
It's a
because of
hustle.
how I speak Spanish, I just see things in a different light. So it's not like people be like, "Boy, them Spanish." I'm like, you don't know the half, bro. You have no idea. Like, if these 75% of them people, like, you just take them, put them in Venezuela,
Put them somewhere
they wouldn't
where
even, they would not.
don't speak the language.
When I say they wouldn't survive, I mean like they would not
They
live.
would literally,
yeah,
not-
they wouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
is
yeah.
Q from P.
Out there's rough. You can't. I'm telling you can't look at these people coming across here and feel like, oh, they coming from like the real pressure cooker, and still coming here and being polite and nice. You wouldn't
That's the
believe,
next thing, is how polite and nice.
bro.
Like the kind of pressures, you know, it is to put me somewhere, and I
Franz,
catching my.
you see my pause race?
Yeah. I catching my tail in my country. I come across here. I was an engineer or something, and now I drive in taxi or busing tables or something, and I still smiling and being all nice. And you coming to take our job, man.
No, it's not that. I don't have a choice. I have a little youth. I had to make it happen. Something had to happen.
Yeah.
So I break down from being a lawyer or a TV host. I have met people like that, and they just have to come here and work in a grocery. You could do that. I'm not you specifically.
No, I
you.
know that, yeah.
But like you could do that. No, I could do that. I don't know if I could do that across there. I'm pretty sure that I could, but I'm not sure because remember, it's like these people know the way that their like countrymen are being treated across here. It's like if you go across there and it's like, I'm from Trinidad, what do you feel end up happening to you? Brother, you have to be on your P's and Q's across there. If you just say, hey, I'm from Trinidad, they're like,
I got do for you.
you feel you're bad. And fellas looking just like this little shirt and thing, don't get in no argument, nothing with them fellas. Them Spanish have this belly. From personal experience, and I'm not even saying him in particular, but me, I don't.
It's a
I don't
challenge.
make
It's
no-
a challenge. I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
say
yeah.
so. You know, it's a challenge, and I know a lot of people just like that. That they just came from really big places and they are just in a grocery. And something about me is that I don't have a past in Venezuela because I came so young. But I started my history in Trinidad, and it's just a journey. It's just a journey. At the end of the day, I believe that independently of your skin color, sexuality, nationality, at the end of the day, we are all humans, and we all come to do something good for our life. And it don't matter where you come from, but what you're doing to where you're going. And that is what I want to pick up for whoever is out there trying it. You know, just trying in life. Just try.
Always try, because if you're trying, it means that you're not where you want to be. Like Nico spoke about, you're trying because You're just, for whatever reason, you're just not comfortable where you are right now. Does not matter what's the reason, because I always, as a youth man, I remember some song where Bounty Killer was saying that man don't live like dog. And from that, I think I just went through life. So I will always, if I see somebody doing something, I'll be like, well, I will always look for like a different perspective. You know what I mean? I don't just see things happening and judge people. Like, I feel like unless you're mentally unstable, serial killer man, a man is motivated by something that you might not be aware of, and he picked one of the 999 wrong ways to go about it. You know what I'm saying? That is just how I always look at things. And if you do that, then you wouldn't just like, push
Dismiss
people.
them.
You wouldn't just dismiss this person. And then you might actually get to talk to them as like, yeah, but you could do this, instead of this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, for real? But how I doing that? I don't have a inlet here or whatever. Let me talk to somebody or, this. You know what I mean? No, again, and that's the next big part. Like, I can't be like, you know what? You should don't do this. Just go and do that.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. And he's like, yeah, but I can't. Okay, bye. Good luck with all that,
Yeah.
Just go and get your cameras, man. All right, bye. So it's like that.
Easy.
Yeah. Right. So that's that. Outside, we know what's your kind of your outlook, your perspective. Would you, like, honestly speaking, would you recommend Trinidad as like a land of opportunity? Or would you think that you were kind of like the exception to the rule? Because remember your experiences, you said like out of 100, maybe less than 5 were negative.
Right.
But I know people personally who have had a lot of bad experiences, and I'm
True.
sure you would know way more Venezuelans that have had bad experiences. So what do you think, your honest opinion, nobody's going to judge you here, out there?
That's an interesting question. I have never think about that, because at some point, yeah.
Not to cut you across, imagine if you just jump back. You in Venezuela, you have a son. Do you think you'd be like, Trinidad I could make something happen in Trinidad? Or would you just skip and go to Canada? Now that you have,
The knowledge, yeah.
not you, I remember, not you, just in general.
Would you advise somebody?
Advise someone?
I don't know.
Take your time, Bean. I could just edit out the pause.
True, no, I would say, and this is anywhere, right? Like, you could go to Japan, and they're also gonna be some type of restriction. You could go to, I don't know, a United Kingdom. There might be some restriction. I feel the opportunities and the disadvantages are anywhere
Exist
in the world.
everywhere. Okay.
Now, again, my approach is what you're gonna do about it, how you're gonna take it. Trinidad, let's say Trinidad. My honest opinion, yeah, there is opportunities out there. You just have to handle it with care. You just have to look for it. You just have to
Get
figure
up
it
and
out.
get it.
Figure it out.
Have to look for it.
How to do it.
In
who to
every
talk to.
language.
Yeah. Could be the
Every
same in
language
Japan.
and every
You have to
land.
look
Like,
for it.
I
Like-
kind of knew that was going to be his response because Samuel is a go-getter.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I believe so. Like, you just have to approach it with a great mentality. Anybody could say, hey, let's make $1 million. Some people would say it's impossible. Some people will say, let's do it. So you just have to embrace it and don't think about the other people. Don't just do it for yourself.
I'm very good at not thinking about other people.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
could notice.
Unless those other people tell him to buy cameras.
that's
And
like,
it's
I
you
don't,
know what?
I don't have, I don't have time. I'd just be like, I'd be like, for real? I don't know if you ever saw that meme with Drake and Lil Yachty, where they were from one of their music videos, where Drake was showing them something on the computer, and Lil Yachty was like, wow, never thought about that. It's like, just get more cameras.
do this.
It's like, Why didn't I think of that?
Right.
Why? That is genius.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna go do that right now. As far as I'm concerned, I know I have to get through so that it's worth it to France, it's worth it to you because and it would be, let's say it would be worth it to you so that anytime you want to promote something,
Right.
like come
I'll
back
come
on the
back
show.
and show,
You know what I mean? Now I have the viewership, so you could get something out of it.
Right, right.
As it is right now, let's be honest, you are doing us a favor. We 100% appreciate
I wanted to come
you.
for the drive, so don't worry.
All right, no problem. Well, I mean, but I just want you to know, like, every single guest, you, this one, that one, like, we 100% appreciate you all because remember, without you, it would be just me
Really,
talking
and
to
Vaughn
friends.
just talking shit.
And not saying that anything is wrong with that, you know.
No,
but
that would be entertaining anyway.
That
but
that would be,
entertaining.
yeah, that would be very
it wouldn't
entertaining.
be as educational.
Yeah, definitely. Not as educational, but France is going to make sure that you all
You
learn
learn
something.
something, but just not, not the intricate.
You wouldn't get as
I
many
can't
varied
discuss the
perspectives.
Venezuelan migrant
Yeah,
experience.
100%.
I can't discuss sustainability. I can't
Yeah, you can't discuss
Miss
agriculture.
Universe.
You know, I could probably do that because I
You
know
could
I know
discuss
what it
some
feels
agriculture.
like to be the agriculture.
A very specific part of agriculture.
I mean, I just know that I have to water the plant. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
he's
I know.
watching
I
a very
can't-
specific
I
plant.
can't deal with you because that is going to yield poor results. But anyway.
Yeah, not just water. You need more. You need more
Yeah,
of that.
I digress. So, like, I know the direction I have to go in.
Right.
But even if that is just like, you will hear people saying like, yeah, I would let me get you in a talk with this person, whatever. You know, you appreciate the effort. Even if that person doesn't get you, that don't mean that I not going to get you, you know.
Exactly.
Because anybody that knows me knows I have to get through. I have to get.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So when I hear you talking about looking fit and this and that, I know about that. So I will always give you your ratings. It don't matter your skin color, sexuality, nationality, none of that. You know what the hustle is like.
Right.
So you know what I mean? You're 100% get rated. And that is it. It can have 10 different ways to get what I want. But if the 9 ways not working, the one that I have the most control over, if I have to save $10 or this or eat cricks and ramen noodles or whatever, get 2, 3 little side hustles, jobs, things that keeping me away from my family, I will still find a way to do it, get those cameras, and then when I get the cameras, I don't want to hear no advice from you.
All right.
Because I had to
Pause.
get to do it.
Do.
I can't come in your Taekwondo school and be like,
I should
Yeah,
put on
yeah,
tatami. I should put on
You
on
need
the floor.
mats.
You need mats.
why don't tile over here and get some lights and put up a sign and whatever case.
Yeah, I know.
But I
It's
wouldn't.
like-
I wouldn't be so bold to tell you that because I will watch. I might talk to you first before I just get that unsolicited, and then you'd be like, boy, I failed 3 times. So I like, you know what? If he failed these 3 times, he could have taken his last to get his place rented and start something, and his life is on the line here now. He needs to get through this time. So he don't really need to hear about getting maths and whatever the case may be. Because that math, you can't eat that math.
Exactly.
You have the school running and you still have your rent
Next
to pay.
thing
Still have
that
the
my
bike.
father said that any business works if you literally eat. You need to eat
Bro,
to make a business. So, hey,
if you know about hustle, all these things in the handbook, you have to eat.
you have to eat.
You must eat. You can't be
Literally, like
you can't be doing
like,
nothing.
you like if you have $100 on your pocket, you're not gonna spend $100 in mats in a next fund,
That is sort of button-up Taekwondo. You were first degree under, so it was Nick that graded you to first.
Second degree was.
And then you and I graded to second under Master Hutton.
Master Hutton, and then
And
third,
then third under
Siraya.
Sabo and Ryan.
Yeah,
And so now we're both third degree.
Black
So-
belts, okay.
black
Third
belts.
degree black belts. And, well, before we buttoned up Taekwondo. So we graded together for second degree. I had not trained much with Samuel before meeting him on the mats for second degree. So you approach the examiner's table and he asks you, how long have you been training in Taekwondo? At the time, I think I was like 6-7 years. And I said so. And he asked Samuel, and I know Samuel is 18 at the time.
Yeah.
And Samuel says 13 years. And I think, oh, he's misunderstood the question.
He doesn't speak English.
Because
properly.
no, because also Master Hutton has a really thick Scottish accent.
Yeah.
So I think, oh, he's misunderstood the question because he's 18.
Franz is like, no,
Carry-
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
He
like
meant what?
So Master Hutton asked him again, how long have you been training? And he's like 13 years. So it's like, oh, he did not misunderstand. He's been doing this since he's 5. No wonder he's so damn good because he's an exceptional martial artist. That blew my mind. Like, all right, I had to up my game for this one. So
To kick his ass.
yeah, that he
I'm national champion 2023,
he
yeah?
probably concussed me that day.
Serious.
No, true talk, no lie. He may have concussed me that day.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
I love
nice. Thanos, sorry enough. He,
All right, cool, cool.
He may have concussed me, and then Rajesh almost certainly ruptured my liver. Big up
Big
yourself.
up anybody,
Big up
and
the
big up
bassoon-
everybody injured in
the
France.
bassoon bros. So it's all good times. Daniel
Yeah,
does not
man.
agree.
Yeah, man.
So so Taekwondo success. You are also, and we talk about the TV show, but you got into modeling, and I know you are you've done at least a stag campaign as well as
Earlier this year. This year.
So
So-
how did that come about? Other than the fact that
Well,
no humility at all.
Of course, look at me.
Look at me. El guapo.
no, my mom put me into some modeling classes. Red Runway 2019. 2019 was a good year. 2019, I made the classes modeling. I know how to pose. Right, and then after
That's actually not how to pose.
That's not-
Just so you all don't go
Yeah.
anywhere and do that. But he's not gonna give you the poses for free.
and
so.
from there, I just got calls. I went for some castings. I would say that this year, 2024, having one of my most successful years in the modeling career. I did a stag campaign earlier in Carnival. I did 2 runways so far, 3 runways. 3, yeah.
You
3.
were part of the 519
519 runway.
anniversary
That was
event.
March. That was March,
Okay.
April. Can't remember. I was there. I did.
And he didn't have to audition for that.
I didn't have to
we came
Special
down. We
invitation.
came down to watch the audition. He had been headhunted
I
to
like
be a part of
because
private
again,
messaged.
again. So okay, 2019. Let's talk about the next success story because the first year of me modeling didn't actually had like a lot of action. I went to castings and I didn't get through. I went like probably 5 castings and I got through probably with 2. One of my biggest clients is Silly Supply. Big up Silly, Stefan. Yeah. Every December he have me in one of the models for his collection. But after that, 2021, 2022, 2023, nothing really except Silly Supply. 2025, 24.
Time is not real.
Yeah.
I don't
Time
know
is
if
an
you're.
illusion.
No,
So
We
he
established
has,
this.
he has a campaign in 2025. Like
I have a story
nothing's wrong with that.
off cameras. I can't say it
When this
on-
episode comes out,
Yeah.
that will make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this year I find people just calling me. People just calling me. I don't have to go to no casting, mostly because people start noticing me. I created a name for myself, and that 519 event, the email say prestige elite models of Trinidad and Tobago. I felt special for a second. I was like, okay, cool. Nobody noticed me for the past 4 years.
But like,
Didn't know I was prestigious elite.
I didn't know.
elite.
Yeah.
What the
So Then the Star campaign happened. Then I had another runway somewhere in Arima side with some shoes, classics. I had a photo shoot last week, and then I have a photo shoot last week, Monday, and then I have a next photo shoot this Sunday.
Sweet.
Yeah, and
Which has already gone.
yeah,
Yeah. Because time again.
Time,
time
is an
again
illusion.
is we could be in
We
2000.
So
don't
you
know
had
where
so
we
you
are.
had a shoot Sunday.
You had
I
a
had
shoot
a shoot
Sunday next.
and I had a shoot last
Next
week.
week Sunday you had a
Yeah.
shoot.
Next week,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
That's the trippy thing about this show.
Yeah. So I can't remember actually. I have to check my Instagram to remember.
To check your schedule.
Yeah.
To,
No, like
that
to,
is when you
to,
know-
Once
to know
again,
what
it comes down
what I
to,
did.
It comes down to persistence and perseverance. Because
True.
you call about 2 or 3 years where it was just one regular job, and now men just ringing up your phone.
Yeah, yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
you're
yeah.
busy. I have a shoes for you to wear.
I think
This year have been amazing in terms of thing. And yes, and it's not something really that I am passionate about, but just because of consistency, as you say, just consistency. Those 4 years of me going to castings but not really getting through,
And
it
still
was
going.
4 years of me putting my face and my name out there for people to recognize me for this moment, for them to be calling me right now.
yeah.
Now I don't wanna end the show on a sour note, but I did want to, and it's not something you
Why
would
is it
do.
sour though?
You would
Is it because of me?
no.
Do you find? Do you think I'm being sour?
I am about to get to the
Nice.
sour note.
Oh,
Let me
sorry,
talk,
sorry,
man.
sorry. I just felt attacked.
No, because we haven't. One of the things we didn't touch on were the negative experiences that you'd mentioned.
Right.
As few and far between as you say they were.
Yeah.
I imagine that there was some xenophobia and racism sent your way.
Yes.
Happy to hear that it was few and far between, but what were those experiences like?
Okay, so biggest one in City Gate. I remember just chilling, taking free Wi-Fi from Kepsi, normal, and this lady, for some random reason, I was just chilling with my phone, taking Wi-Fi free. This lady, for some random reason, come and see me, look her, and say, "This Spanish, what he doing there?" Just so.
Yeah.
I didn't attack nobody. I was just texting my mom, "Hey, mommy, I going home. Hope you're having a good day." Something like that. And then this lady just come and say, "This Spanish, what he doing there?" I remember that day, legit, I was 19. I was 19. I don't know. That one scarred me for life, but that's 1 out of 5 probably.
Right.
And that's the worst. One of the worst. So it wasn't that bad.
I don't think people understand how
Just an
how,
attack,
thing,
just
how
because
things
I
like
stand
I don't
there.
think people understand how interactions like that could impact somebody, because I personally, like, that has never happened to me. And Trinidad is one of those weird places where I wouldn't say racism doesn't exist, but it's like real unusual
It's
for you to experience racism. Like, you will hear people, unfortunately on social
depends
media,
on where you go.
bro, I'd be all about the place, and I never get that, you know what I mean?
Direct.
That vibes. I never,
Well,
that
no,
never
well,
happened to me.
there were well-known certain clubs back in the day where, you know,
Like, you see, in my situation, I wasn't even of legal age to begin with, so they also had that very valid reason for denying me entry. But I know what you're talking about, and to me, that was actually established, and things like that. From a business standpoint, I could 100% get, okay, you're screening admission. Even back then, as a youth man, I could understand, okay, you're screening admission because you want like a certain type of crowd in your establishment, and I feel like that's fair. I would like to get in. Y'all don't really, just for whatever reason, the past probably had
racism.
Not without reason. You know what I mean? It just no. Let me be real. I would call a spade a spade. You know, you don't want fights or anything because like, you know, unfortunately I have to like certain ethnicities are
We
prone
can get
to
into
like
this debate another time.
Yeah,
because,
next time.
the type I happen to know for a fact the people that used to go into
I know
inside there,
I know you would know
real
them personally.
ignorant and like to fight. But anyway, yes, but the xenophobia just yesterday I was sitting on Superior Street drinking a beer, and I was looking at the alcohol content of a Caribbean, and some crackhead walks by and says, all them Spanish like to drink is Corona. And I didn't understand because
talking to you,
I don't
fam.
speak crackhead, so it took a while for it to process.
Right.
So she was well gone. And then I realized, she thought I was Venezuelan, and she thought this was a Corona. And then she stereotyped all, which he was drinking a Corona, by
Right,
the
I
way.
was drinking.
Stereotyped all
It's just
Venezuelans
the
with Corona.
Spanish thing. You know,
But yeah, like there was
Latin gang.
my sister-in-law was standing on a corner on Arapita Avenue with Stuart and the rest of them. They were walking from some bar, and some backside drive-by and said, go back to Venezuela.
I'm not from Venezuela.
You're
Number
relax now,
one.
I'm from San Fernando.
And even if I
Yeah.
was from, like, do you think I don't? This is what I don't understand. Do you think I don't want to go back to Venezuela? Is that what you think?
Yeah, think I want to be here.
All you have to do is just stop one of these people. Like, come. Do you think I don't want to go back to Venezuela?
That's
think I love being
already way too much thought.
No, I'm just saying.
They would not have put into it.
As I'm a Trinidadian, I could see myself like, you know, I would interject like, big man, do you think she doesn't want to go back to her country? Venezuela has snow and skiing and all kind of thing. Like we
And desert and
we
jungle
back in time
and beaches.
and beaches and everything. What do you think that they came here for?
What
Your
about the
job.
future? Yeah.
Obviously.
Your stuff.
Your stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we kind of on a sour note. But yeah, xenophobia shit, you all really need to stop it.
Stop it. Be better.
I mean, I very much doubt our viewers stop it, but if you crop this part and just put it up generally, xenophobia shit, and all you need to stop it.
Be better.
Be better. Do better.
Yeah.
Be better.
Think, like you have to put thought just in every single situation before you speak. Just think what could be the cause of the situation. What is making this happen?
Just
Everything.
legit, like, ask somebody and
Yeah,
say
talk.
it, you know? Like, before you insult them, say, hi, what's your name? Then you insult them. No, don't insult nobody.
No, just
No.
don't sound them.
Psychologically, it's like 10 times more difficult to insult somebody after you have done that.
After you know the name, yeah.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yes, literally.
Because knowing somebody's name humanizes them.
Okay.
They're no
I
longer
didn't know
just
that.
somebody. Yeah, so
You see, Frank's
so you
teaching me
see,
something
so-
in the podcast.
Hey, I'm
We
the
talk
one
about-
who said it.
Oh,
yeah, he.
well,
he's
you
the one
guys
who-
teaching me.
I don't do it often, but
I expounded.
But yeah, that's
No,
cool.
like if I just walk up to you, if that woman walked up to you and you were just some Venezuelan sitting down on your phone,
Right.
if you said, hi, my name is Samuel, I need directions to, can you tell me where, blah, blah, blah.
Should I give
All of
you
a sudden
directions?
you are Samuel. You
Samuel.
are not some Venezuelan.
Right.
So the name humanizes. They actually use that on like kidnapping victims. If someone has been kidnapped, the parents asking on television about the victim will
Right.
constantly use the person's name to humanize that person to the kidnapper.
kidnapper.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're just somebody.
Somebody.
But yeah, there's psychological science. So it's much less likely that they will insult you once they know the name. But like their story and thing, like if like we mentioned Clenny earlier, you ever talk to Clenny about like how she came over here and what she went through when she came here, or like how she learned English? She was working in a shop. She learned English by people saying, "Yeah, give me the bread," and she's like pointing. Oh, okay, well, that's bread. Thanks.
Okay, Brad.
And then
Bread.
and like that's how she learned English.
Yeah, and if you think about it, it's amazing to learn a language like that. And you have to
Right? So many people cannot do that. You cannot drop people in Venezuela or Germany or Russia and be like, hey, you don't know the language. Make your way. They're dead.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't touch on CrossFit as well.
Hey, yes, he's a regional CrossFit competitor.
Right,
Okay.
right. So
Yeah.
I do
He
CrossFit.
He placed what?
I am 7th in the country. I am 8th in the Caribbean. So let me explain that. So CrossFit again is not like a normal gym. In CrossFit, like in a normal gym, you do bench press. Let's say
CrossFit would be push-ups.
Yeah, yeah. But like in CrossFit, we do like a mile
Push-ups
run
and burpees and running.
and burping and running and all of that
hand
on
cleans
the
and-
on the 10 minutes. Like it's
I mean, I know it wasn't just push-ups. I knew there would be some twists that I despise added to it.
yeah. So okay,
This is not
it's
Vaughn's workout
workouts.
routine at all.
It's
Yeah.
workouts on the pressure, and it's a combination of them on the certain time. And it's a competition way of working out, right? CrossFit is
They
legit.
made a sport out of working out.
Right. They make a sport out of working out. Right.
They did that. They did that.
But it's not
several decades ago,
powerlifting. It's
though.
not like, okay, I could bench press more than you, I could back squat more than you. And
Yeah, it's not one exercise.
It's
So
not just one
powerlifting and weightlifting, there's like an exercise that you have to do with a certain amount
this
of weight.
one
Yeah.
is a
CrossFit
combination.
is calisthenics
Some
and
heinous
Olympic
individual
weightlifting
managed
and
to just make a big
endurance
peel out and hit you with an all-in-one. Yeah, do that.
You're right.
and a sport. Just
Right.
make a
And
sport
made,
out of it.
made it a
Sweet,
sport. The fastest time wins. So that's CrossFit. Earlier this year, we had the Open. The Open in CrossFit is an international competition where you put your videos online and stuff. In Trinidad, I was top 7. So I could say, like, based on the Open,
national
CrossFit
ranking.
Open of the CrossFit Open 2024 in Trinidad and Tobago, I am top 7 fittest athlete
In the
in
country,
Trinidad.
okay.
Right? Of course, there's
Big
other
up
people.
you.
Yeah, there's other people. Of course, there's like some people that didn't sign up.
Yeah, that's their
Alright.
business.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's all.
It was
Yeah, you
like
can't think about
it
them.
was
You
like
can't- you
15
don't get to
of
compete.
us. It was like
You don't
15
sign
of
up.
us in the Open, and I was top 7. My boss is top 1. Big up my boss. And recently,
Mikhail Ragunanan, he's a
Mikhail
beast.
Ragunanan, he's a
McFit,
beast.
he's a monster.
He is the fittest man in Trinidad. And I have to say this close to the mic because I have huge
Make it
respect.
impactful, yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
like
my
it,
boss.
I like it.
Anyway, yeah, and recently, France come and saw me on a competition with Karen's. Karen's is a gym in Guyana who do competitions, licensed competitions of CrossFit. So we had one 2 weeks ago on Saturday and Sunday, a 2 days competition, and that was the Caribbean Championships.
Oh,
so
you were in Guyana?
no,
No,
in,
Guyana came
in
here.
Trinidad.
Okay, right,
Guyana
right.
came here, and we did a nice competition. It was hard. I was in a scale division because there's different division. I'm like in the very bottom, right? There's like people elite, and not elite as yet. I got top 8, doing 5 workouts without counting Saturday. So again, the first workout, let me just tell you the first workout. The first workout was a mile run 1 mile, and then with a 115 pounds shoulder to overhead.
Shoulder
After
press?
Right, shoulder press, right. Do 3. And after those 3, do 5 burpees over the bar. Then you do 6 shoulder press. Then you do 5 burpees again. Then you do 9 push press, 5 burpees again. Then you do 12, and then 5 burpees again, right? Once you do that, you have 80 minutes to complete that. Try to do it as fast as possible. I got 11 minutes, something so.
Whoa.
Yeah, I do all that in 1 minute, and after one mile run. That was the first workout.
Everything is
Pause.
11 minutes.
Okay, good. Just
We good?
Sure.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's CrossFit. That was the
That
first
was the
workout.
first one.
That was the first one.
And
So
that was like, what, 10 o'clock in the morning?
it was 10 o'clock in the morning. 9.
9:30 in the
9:40
morning.
something.
And then he was there till 6 o'clock, and there were 4 more workouts.
4 more workouts. Yeah. So,
But all this takes place is like 12 minutes per or something like that.
yeah.
There's a time limit.
then
You
you rest.
have
There's
to
a time
finish
cap.
in.
You have to finish in
And
that
then you have
time
about
cap.
an hour to rest. And
Right.
then your next, while other people doing theirs,
Okay,
then
okay,
you get
section.
into...
Right,
All
right.
right.
Because I was in a scale male, and then it's a scale female, and there's
Right,
intermediate.
right. So
Intermediate.
you'll be resting
Yeah.
in between. Very cool.
But I really want to
So
compete
he saw
in...
it, yeah.
I want to compete in CrossFit now where like I feel like I do it.
I 100% feel you could do it.
Yeah, it's just the weightlifting part of it. The clean
Yeah,
and
yeah,
jerk.
yeah,
My
the
back
back,
may
yeah.
not agree with it, but
Yeah.
everything else there, I really want to try it. But yeah, so my boy does CrossFit too, man.
Yeah, and I am proudly saying that in the Caribbean, I am top 8 in a scale division.
Okay.
Yeah, this kid, huge respect. He's 16 years old, and he beat every single body
No, Hen, if
from
you see
Guyana.
this,
He-
youth man, he was from Guyana.
Yeah, Vladimir, huge respect. I don't know if you've seen
Big
this.
up Guyana every time. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want another bit?
yeah, why not?
Another imitation for. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
nah, this you dread. If you see the slight frame on this kid,
Vladimir.
and he beasted through everybody with the same kind of weights, and nah, it was
yeah.
incredible to watch.
So, CrossFit. One day I should invite you. You too.
I would come. No, I would
watch.
come. I would
Yeah,
come.
you'll
I would
watch.
come. I would
You
come.
will
I would
never
love-
catch Vaughn doing any of that.
No.
but you will
If
watch.
he's doing, I'm telling you, 100%. If he's like, hey, Vaughn, I want to do a video for, I'm not gonna go any competition with you. Let me just let you know that outright. I am not interested in that whatsoever. But if you want to do like, all right, guys, so today I'm gonna carry Vaughn through my CrossFit routine and show you how these guys can't keep up.
How bodybuilders,
I'm in.
deal with CrossFit.
I will make
Or how
it.
CrossFit
Just
deals
because
with
of
bodybuilders.
just because of bad mind, I will still get you, right? But I would do that. You know what I mean? Just the supporting thing.
Well,
you into anything?
For my
Just
usual
reach out.
training, sometimes we do 2 workouts a day, sometimes 3. So you better be ready for
No
3
problemo,
workouts.
no problemo. You don't worry
That day
about
was
me. I just
was 5.
Just give him a heads up.
Yeah.
do my bad mind thing, put my little Deftones on, and
Right,
nothing can stop me.
That's lovely, bro. I will invite you.
Yeah.
So to get back to your
Correct.
questions, I guess we do. Somebody told me about a competition in November, right? A competition in November. I might do that. We in our gym, we might have a competition in December, our usual Christmas competition. So Taekwondo, Marabal in October. More photo shoots, more modeling stuff during the year. Of course, I getting one this Saturday, this Sunday. We don't know what Sunday is this because we don't know when this gonna be posted, but whatever.
Time doesn't exist.
Time doesn't
here,
exist.
Okay?
More competitions. I want to. This year, I want a top 5. I want a top 5 or a podium. I want the top. I wanted a top 5.
And we want to know what's going to happen with you on those projects. So what's like your Instagram?
Right?
Oh no!
You guys.
Well, one other goal: expect a Spanish language podcast.
Right.
No, I wasn't
We can
joking.
make it
you know.
official, you know.
No, again, remember. So I know I do like to talk and sell people dreams and things. Like so many people that I know, but I really want to I want to produce like a Spanish podcast, but I would obviously be interested in like I want to have like a good looking cast, like a certain age bracket, and you know like you could just flesh out the concept
Yeah.
or whatever, because I'm to start this podcast, Franz planned out like a year of material before because you can't
That
you
sounds
can't
like
just you can't just start a podcast and be like
Just that.
you can't just
Can't actually just
don't do that.
plan something.
You have to like, okay, so we have this episode, what we're gonna do, like we sat down and like, so what we're gonna do the week after and the week after that, like how are we gonna keep this up? Because a podcast is not gonna take off in 1 year. It might take off in 2 years. So how are you going to jam for 2 years? You know what I mean?
Understood,
So you have to. So like yeah, we could, like you and I could talk about like plan it
Yeah,
out.
why not? Why
And
not?
remember, in a situation where,
Hi, friend. Just come in.
come on, call that.
Yep, you're part of the podcast already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Say hi
already,
to your-
you're
See
already,
how I look.
you're already one of us. Right now, all we are seeing is your bemsy.
I mean, I'm very short. I don't know how you're seeing that.
Yay.
I brought you a lime. I don't know
Thank
if
you.
wanted a lime.
Always. Corona.
I remember I had a friend.
Corona always need lime.
I remember I had a friend who used to. He was a bit of a xenophobe as well. He was like, boy, them Spaniards only come here and drink a set of tall beers and dance up and down the place. And it's so weird how he drinks Corona. That's what he meant. The Corona is the tall
Yeah, the
beer.
tall beers.
So it's like that's like actual thing. Like
It's a
they
stereotype.
really do like Coronas, man.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. So we have come to that
To a Spanish
time
podcast.
You have to drink
to
after-
Spanish
after-
podcast.
To a Spanish podcast.
It's coming.
So we've come to that time where, you know, we're wrapping up. Give us the socials so we could.
Underscore Benny Boy.
Benny Boy?
Yeah.
That's
Underscore
original.
Benny Boy. Again,
As
because
well as El Socorro Taekwondo.
El Socorro
has its own
Taekwondo.
page.
That's
And
on what? Instagram? The El
Instagram.
Socorro, El Socorro
Because
Taekwondo.
Mostly Taekwondo, or mostly Instagram is where I am most
Active.
active, right? Also on Facebook for El Socorro Taekwondo. And Marabal Taekwondo is also a page. You can follow it in Instagram and Facebook. My personal one is underscore Benny Boy.
Sweet. All right. Well, I will add you. So you know, you could just like you have little ideas or whatever. I mean, you're already in contact with friends, so it's cool. We're like a unit right now.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that is the thing. Like, you might have an opportunity for me.
I
might
want to
have
come
opportunity-
back. I want to come back.
Man,
And
we
we'll
definitely
talk about
everything.
everything else
Anything.
with the 3 cameras. In a year time. In a year time.
But
in
it's
a-
cool. It's cool,
Yeah.
bro.
In a year time, we'll come back. You will have 3 cameras.
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
tell you
yeah.
about my new spaceship trip.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll just be here drinking Corona and
Tall
apple juice.
beers and dancing and whatever.
Yeah. Lovely.
Taking everybody jobs.
As you guys are prone to do.
Salute.
So, all right, guys, we're going to leave you all and enjoy the rest of these drinks. Thank you so much for joining us once again on this episode of the Laymans Project. And please take no offense. I know I may have gone off the rails.
Yeah,
we
well,
do
they
appreciate.
give one vex tonight, boy. Jeez,
No.
ages.
Like, nobody get me vexed. But remember, remember every day is not your best day. You know, some days you'll have like 10 different challenges on your shoulders, and then like that's the wrong day. Somebody comes like, hey,
You know what you
what
need,
should
boy?
do? And it's like, I feel like honestly, unless somebody
I
asks
wasn't
you,
meant to send you off again, eh?
no, I'm just saying, I'm calm. I just feel like if somebody asks you for advice, that's the only time where it's okay to just give advice and absolutely nothing behind it. If I ask unsolicited advice with no like, listen, I think you should do this, and I know somebody who could help you with that at least,
Boom.
or
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That's because that's different from
that's different.
you know what you need to do.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
Just go and wrestle a bear, and it's like that's how it sounds to me. Just go and fight a lion or something. And it's like, okay, sounds
Yeah.
good.
Why
and
not?
I know you'll have heard that.
Thanks for that.
I know you'll have heard that come out of my mouth like millions. Oh, okay, sounds good. I'm with it. And I'll just dismiss that because like
It could be dismissed.
I've got it under control. Thanks. Without that advice, where just you know what you need to do. You need to imagine if somebody was like in the start of the NASA program. You guys should probably go to the moon and leave it at that.
Yeah, just
Right? So look into that.
look
and
into that,
leave.
please.
You know? That's madness. But I digress. We
Yeah, or they give one real
still love you guys 100%.
vex. Or this
and
make me hot. I don't
and
know.
we'll- like that.
Hey, I get just.
love you guys. So we're gonna
Right.
no homo. Come on, France.
Yeah, I guess.
Do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a way that the
Oh,
Koreans do
the
it,
Koreans.
don't they?
This.
This?
No, you put here.
What?
Right.
Hey,
right.
yeah, big up.
Oh,
Big
how
up
is it?
Big up the Koreans.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
big
the
up
Koreans.
you Koreans. All right, so that was a little,
Taekwon.
that was a little,
A little weird.
a little fruity.
A little fruity.
But
But Samuel is who he is.
and nothing is wrong with
It's
that.
one love. One love.
Right. So yeah, we hope to have Samuel back with us. Obviously,
Yeah,
everybody who has come on the podcast,
Will
at least
be back.
once will obviously be back
Yeah,
because
yeah.
these
For sure.
are guys that show much love, support. You know what I mean? And they don't just talk. They go out of their way to help out, and we appreciate you guys to the fullest. So we hope to see you guys as well on the next episode of the Laymans Project.
And we officially well into like season 2 now, right?
This will be
This
the
is
first episode.
Second episode of season 2.
No,
Because Mark and
Beans.
them,
Oh yes, you are correct. Because remember, time is
time is an
where
illusion.
Where
Time is an illusion.
Yeah,
But by now we on season 2.
Pootie and them kick us off just right.
Yeah.
That
One
was.
hell of an introduction.
I know.
Those of you who are still with
I
us,
know. I always
we
say it, but
appreciate
that
you.
was like one of my favorite episodes.
I laughed the most on that one. Anyway, y'all, this is like 4th time we saying bye, so
We don't want to leave you all, but later.
peace out.
Peace out.
Explosion. You'll also buy plants and bring them home and just let them dead.
True.
Because
That's part of the process.
as
Like-
Vaughn looks around my house, but no, there was some tragedies.
You know, and but the nice thing about that particular plant, it is respond well. So, you know, like for example, you try a certain fertilizer, you would see how it would respond to the fertilizer. You would see, okay, again, plenty more leaves coming out. Leaf developing more, again, wider leaves, again, longer leaves. The stem getting thicker, you know. I see in plenty more new budding sites, new growth sites. You know, things like that. So it's a plant that is respond real nice
So it's
now.
easily observable.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
experimentation that you do on
Yeah.
it.
So
Right.
it really not that hard for you to get to a level where you consider yourself. I wouldn't say close to them, man, because you know they're doing it for a while, so they would see certain things you can't see until they reach a certain level. But you would quickly and easily reach a level by the time you reach your second or your third grow, where you more than satisfied with what you're bringing forth.
Yeah,
promise
I
you
feel like honestly, if you're paying attention to what you're doing, you could get pretty good at it
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
it's just
You're
it's
supposed
a
to.
discipline. It's just a
Unfortunately, you know,
You don't pay attention.
like no. Matter what, I would do that, but it's like life. Like how you will, if I sit down, if I run in anything, like my baby gonna jump through the window and bust up his mouth at you. You know what I mean?
I mean,
And
plants
then-
really only need about, let me say, 3-4 minutes at a time for my entire day. You know?
What?
Yeah, because I mean, how often you really need to
You
check
could
your
find
plants?
3 or 4 minutes in your day to grow up a proper
I
grow.
gonna get
Vaughn.
my family lock up. You feel his kicks, dog. You feel his kicks.
Kindly bat in a legal crease.
Yeah, because
the
even
crease,
though,
the crease has been approved, but within the legal
All right,
crease.
facts. Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
promote breaking the law on this.
No, but he talking about 12 minutes a day there, dog.
no, for real, because I mean, you just
I
really
like
need
the
to
math.
check your plant.
I like the math. I like the math style.
Yeah, he said no farming sounds dangerous, though.
Yeah.
It's not really,
Sound like
I find
plenty
everything
hand
dangerous.
injuries
You
at
know?
least.
You gotta,
Yeah, because-
you gotta wear your gloves, you gotta be safe.
Farming is like the opposite of what children's shows portray. Because children's shows be like, yeah, they always show you like, yeah, playing with
Animals
goats
real
and
happy.
bunnies and
Yeah.
you know Peppa Pig and all this time. Like at that age, Peppa Pig have like some vicious teeth.
Some sharp teeth that you need to
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah, and she was also like 7 foot tall, so you know, she was a problem. You know that, right? She's like insane.
Peppa
tall.
Pig is 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
What?
What
Yeah.
shows you watching, boy?
I'm telling you, like, not everything's skilled to the people and thing, but it had some episode or something with, I can't remember. I'll find it and send it to you, man. I'm not going mad.
I
but
think
just don't know.
no, it's not mad. You know, I know where it is. Franz would know where it is. I feel it's that, bro. But you know, yeah, because Where else are you gonna hear something like that? Peppa,
7-foot tall Peppa Pig.
bro, did you know that Peppa
If I didn't leave my phone over, so I'd put it up now and show it.
No, well, Senate and Bond could include it in an
So I mean, her,
Yeah,
so that mean her
you'll see it
dad
pop up like I'm being or
is
something.
her
He's
dad is like a
9 foot
mutant giant
easily
you change the bulb
25
just
feet
by,
tall.
you know.
because Peppa Pig's dad is like twice. If you scale it, up.
He's plenty bigger than her.
Yeah, he's like.
And he's rotund as well.
That's what,
So
this is what I'm saying. I just don't
we're
want the
talking about a
height.
20-ton.
At least twice the height. I'm not talking about.
Nah, three
must
or
just
4
marching
times
across
the
the
height.
If
Yes,
Peppa-
Leviathan Pig we talking about.
Yeah, or orca pig. You know what I'm saying?
A whale pig.
Bro, I could now provide tomatoes to my brethren and hit our next man in the market.
No, it's profitable, you know, because as I say, look at the amount of money they paying you per acre. It's like brush cut or something, you know. It have tractors coming with AC now. So, you know, you in the AC, normal, cool, no jet stinging you and thing when you're passing over a certain bush and thing to cut it. So, you know, jet just banging on your
So
windscreen.
imagine that now, you on the road causing traffic and AC and all that. Well, that is wicked man thing. I actually do not want a tractor to have AC in it. But I mean,
Punishment for magnifying glass.
yeah. That's all I could think of. As you say that, I was like, what? AC now?
Uncomfortable and causing me distress
Yeah,
on this
right.
highway.
We plant some peppers, some chives, some celery. And, you know, we used to go down in the market and point and sell. You know, in the beginning, it was kind of daunting because, you know, I tell it myself, hey, everybody in point know, man. You know, I went press, I went away and study, you know. Come on, we sell it in the market now. So
If I tell you how much I love stories like this, because, like, what does it matter? I mean, in the end, what does it matter in the end?
it matters nothing because,
You know? Oh, I didn't know you was into farming over, but you know, you're not going to bring down a man. You never know a man's situation.
No,
Look,
but that's a walk.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, when you have this kind of, like, that toity attitude, however, look what happened to people with Petrotrin. You know what I mean? And that is the first time plenty of those fellas get the,
they get
like,
a
the
wake-up
feeling,
call.
they get, so the roles reverse.
Yeah.
You're out to walk, and now people coming at you like, boy, I hear Petrotrin close down. What you gonna do, boy? And think. So then you realize, like, yeah, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe not dig up in people's business to start with. Now, like, what's going on with you? You good? All right. So I see, like,
and,
you're doing, and that is it.
And call our George there.